Hello everyone, welcome to chemistry class. We have been discussing the chapter number 2 for a revision, the role of chemistry in our life. This is the part 2 of this chapter for the revision series, and today we'll be discussing about the food processing, how chemistry plays a role, how chemicals are useful in preserving or flavoring various kind of food materials. In the previous video we discussed how the fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides are useful in growing the various crops. Today we will discuss how we can preserve that same food which has been grown and how we can flavor the foods also. There are certain chemicals which can affect the taste of the food also. So let us discuss about the food preservation techniques that are applied. So when we are doing this food preservation, there are certain steps that are useful here. So first is the food. Whatever food has to be processed, it is passed through a series of physical and chemical changes. A physical and chemical changes means different reactions are performed one after the other, or we can say treatments are done to the food for the preservation process. Second is mixed in additives, means the food is combined with certain chemicals. And lastly what is given is finally the food is packaged. Food will be converted into packaged materials and then it is sold to the market. That is not much important, but all these parts now we will be discussing in details. First thing, additives, the use of certain chemicals. What these additives are? Additives are the chemicals which are used for various purposes. Certain chemicals are there which are mixed with the food for different purpose. What are the purpose for these chemicals or the additives? Additives we can say of two types are there. First is the flavoring agent. Flavoring agent are responsible for giving taste to the particular food item. Second is preservative, that is to keep the food safe for a long time. We can keep the food unspoiled for a longer time. Normally food will spoil, it will not be we will not be able to eat it after a certain period of time, but we can extend its duration for certain period of time using the preservatives. So these both the things, flavoring agents as well as the preservative, both of these are what? Both are called as additives only. Flavoring agent and what is that? That is preservatives. So let us see both these classes of additives in details now. On the other side, here we have the topic about the flavoring agents. You can also refer to your book while we are reading through here, and you can mark the important points as I am telling you. So that is flavoring agents. You can remember what are the flavoring agents. You can use like salt. Next is sweeteners. You can like sweeteners like sugar can be there, or some sugar substitutes can be there which make the food sweet in taste. So that is all flavoring agents are there. Next is citric acid, vinegar, alcohol. So all these are what? All these are flavoring agents. These are all substances which give some taste to the food material. If we put these substances in our food, the one kind or the other kind of the taste will be there in that food, whatever is there we are eating that. So that is what is called as flavoring agent. Nowadays what we are using? Nowadays we are using the salt. That salt what we are eating is sodium iodate. What it is called as? It is sodium iodate, means it is having iodine. Iodized salt is there. That is why it is called sodium iodate. Normal salt is sodium chloride, but we are not eating that. We are using sodium iodate because iodine is also required by our body. So this word only you can remember. The chemical which is used as the salt is sodium iodate. That is salt mixed with iodine. Salt mixed with iodine will do what? It will prevent the disease. The disease name is goiter. Goiter is prevented by the use of sodium iodate. Next is about the sugar. Sugar is obtained from where? You should be knowing that. That is, it is obtained from sugarcane juice. That is, in the sugar mill, sugar is prepared using the sugarcane itself, and from that sugarcane juice they take and convert it into sugar. So that is a chemical process, industrial process only. Also there are certain substitutes to sugar. If we do not have sugar, we can use other things also which will act like sweeteners, which will make the food or whatever substance is there, its taste will be sweeter in taste, like saccharin, or another one is aspartame. All these are examples only. Aspartame or any one or two you can learn out of this only. All are not required. Only two is enough for you that you can remember as the artificial sweeteners. Next is the citric acid. That is giving a certain taste, and it is present where? Normally it is present in the lemon juice. It is citric acid and it is sour in taste. Citric acid is sour in taste, present in the lemon juice. Also another is vinegar. Vinegar is also having acetic acid. Vinegar in Hindi we call it as sirka. So vinegar is having this acid, and both of these are giving a significant taste. So all these are flavoring agents only. They are giving certain kind of the taste. Last flavoring agent is what? Last one is the alcohol. It is prepared from molasses. In the sugar industry, molasses is obtained, and from the alcohol is also working as a flavoring agent. So all these are the different flavoring agents. They are generally used in the food items. Next, regarding the additives. So flavoring agents are the additives which do what? They change the taste of the food. Next is the second class of the additives that are not changing the taste, but they are improving the keeping property of the food. Means we can keep, or we can continue to use the same food for a longer period of time we can use. Means it keeps the food unspoiled for a longer period. That is what is the work of a preservative. It is also a chemical. So we can divide the preservative into two important classes. One by one we will see. First class, or first important category of the preservative is antimicrobial or antimicrobes. So the antimicrobial preservative will do what? They will check means they will control the growth of any of the microorganisms, especially the bacteria, cannot grow on the food particles. Bacteria are only spoiling our food. So if bacteria will not be able to grow fastly, then what will happen? Obviously the food will not spoil easily. It will continue for a longer time. Examples now we will see. These examples you have to learn. First is sodium benzoate is used for jam, pickle, sauce, fizzy drinks. Fizzy drinks means cold drinks only. So in that only sodium benzoate is used to preserve them for a longer time. We can continue eating these or using these foods for a long period of time. Second is sulfides and sulfur dioxide. It is naturally there in the fruits. Next is sodium sorbate. It is used for cheese, and sodium nitrate or sodium nitrite, both are there, which are preserving the meat for a longer time. So that is different preservatives are there. All these you have to learn. All the names you can underline in your book. Which preservative is for which food, like this you have to learn. So that is you have to remember. Next type of the preservative here is antioxidants. What they will do? They will check the oxidation. Now what this oxidation is? Oxidation is a chemical reaction between the food and the oxygen which is in the air. So air is having oxygen gas, we all know. This oxygen gas which is in the air, it will react with the food. That reaction is called oxidation. And by the oxidation of the food, one time the oxidation of food has happened, that means what? The food will start to spoil. So what basically we will do? We will have to stop the oxidation reaction. Oxidation of food should not take place. For that we can use some chemicals. What are the chemicals? Like ascorbic acid, that is vitamin C only. Otherwise we can use sodium ascorbate. Ascorbic acid we can use, or sodium ascorbate. Any one of these we can use. Two names are written. Both these you have to underline. So any one of these chemicals can be used as antioxidant, and they can be used to preserve food items like cheese can be preserved by sodium ascorbate. Just now already we have discussed this. So this is one of the method, that is antioxidant. But one other small trick we can say, this is not a chemical we are not using. We are using a small trick. What we will do in the packed food, especially when the food is packed inside the small packets, like you are purchasing some chips or something, you are purchasing the packets, so they are filled with some gas. It is not normal oxygen is not there, something else is there. What is there? Let us see. So food is packed in such a manner that it does not remain in contact with air or oxygen or microbes. Means microorganisms like bacteria should not come in contact with the food, and second thing, air should not come in contact with the food. So what is filled in this packet of chips is having some air when you purchase from market. So what is filled there? It is nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas is an inactive gas. It does not react with the food, and because it does not react with the food, what will happen? The food will not get spoiled. So that is why the food which is present in the packed in the packets in the markets, you can see all the packed material is having nitrogen gas filled there. If it gets leaked, or if a small hole is there in that small packet, then air will enter that food and food will be spoil. Oxidation reaction of the food will start because oxygen gas will come in contact with the food. Also bacteria in the air are there, so they will also enter the packet through that small hole, and they will also attack the particular food material and it will be spoiled. So nitrogen gas is filled in the food packets to prevent the damage of the food, or food will not be spoiled as a result of that. So today a small part we have seen, that is how the food can be preserved, how the food can be having various kind of tastes. That is all for today. We'll wind up for now. This was a short video. We'll continue with the next type of the uses of chemistry in our daily life regarding the medicines and the cosmetics. This will be the next topic for the next video. For today we'll wind up. That's all. Thank you.